All right. And we're back once again, Donovan.
We
I
are.
mean, just the fake bed that is just fan mail is actually made for once. Let's just start off with that. If I can get a round of applause by like a little pat on the back. It's
Yeah.
not
No,
really me. I just pulled the sheet. But it's besides the point. It's besides the point. Look, it looks better.
it looks a lot better. I'm pretty proud of you. I need to just set everything up. I still like that my diploma and that, National Treasure poster has been there since I moved in 2 months ago. So
Yeah, the National Treasure poster is the most important one in between the
oh,
diploma.
easily. I was gonna put the diploma, somewhere in the corner, and then the National Treasure is gonna be right over the bed. So
Of
I can
course.
wake up. I can wake up looking at Nicolas Cage in all his
Okay.
glory.
Just
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
speaking of which, I had speaking of Nicolas Cage, I didn't watch the movie, and you probably know what movie I'm about to talk about, but I watched like some videos on it on YouTube, which is Long Legs.
Yep. No, I watched it.
I'm confused because I know we talked about it like earlier, like I don't know which episode it was, but that I thought it was just like a murderer, and then it turns like, but I didn't know it turned, possession or.
Yeah. No. 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 It's weird. They like market it as like
Yeah.
Seven. If you watch that, that's what you think you're walking into, or like Silence of the Lambs. Like you think you're walking into like a serial killer movie, and
Yeah.
it is that for like the first like 30 minutes, and then you start to figure out more about Long Legs, like the guy that Nicolas Cage plays, and it's you basically realize that there's like demonic stuff in it too. So yeah, it's an insane movie. It was we had to I took Kelly with me, which was stupid. So we had to walk out maybe 20 minutes before it was over because of
Okay.
a specific scene that was in it that she had been on. Like, I felt bad the whole movie. Like
So you
stuff.
went back and rewatched it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I had to go back and rewatch like the last like 20
You're like,
minutes.
stop crying. Go look. Here's the keys. Go home. I'm gonna have
No,
to
no,
go buy another ticket and
I actually
watch this damn movie.
I feel so bad because stuff happens throughout the film. It's unnerving, and I get scared pretty easily. But I can usually
No.
I know I just I ugh, stuff freaks me out. But I make it through stuff. I never like cut off a movie because
Yeah.
it's scary or something like that. Kelly hates horror movies, and not only that, but we're big Christians. So what happens in this is really really unsettling.
Yeah.
It's especially if you're a Christian, like what Nicholas
Mhm.
does and what he says is just very like anti what we believe. So it's like the furthest thing from it. So it's pretty bad. In the scene we had to walk. So she wanted to leave several times, and I was like, no, no, like it's fine. I was just hoping like it was the worst part was over. The interrogation scene, which is probably the best scene in the movie.
Okay.
It ends. I don't. Have you seen it?
I know what he does
Yeah,
at to end it.
and that was bad enough, but it's actually what he said that
Oh
made
yeah, because
her.
he starts
Yeah,
screaming it or whatever, and then
yeah,
that's when
he screams and then he drops the line. I'm not gonna say it, but he drops the line
what's his line?
before it.
What's his line?
I'm not gonna say it. Can't say it, but he
You gotta
dropped
watch
that
movies.
line. He dropped that line and Kelly was done. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And also, dude, I was freaked out. Like one of my biggest fears are dolls. And that's what
Oh
he
yeah, that was the
uses.
key point of the movie.
I know. So when I figured that out, they're searching through the attic. They're like, "What's happened? What's happened?" They open the chest, and there's a doll there, and I was like, so I almost had to walk out. I was like nudging Kelly, like, "Yeah, maybe we should." Like, I feel bad for keeping you here.
This movie, yeah, it's bad. You won't need to go.
It is really good. I didn't love the way it ended. It ended a little.
Yeah, because I saw some people torn and like it's very like a good horror movie, but then people are like it's a bad movie. Then like I saw like kind of a mix when I was looking at
Yeah,
it.
I think
So
Nicolas Cage is great in it, and the main actress, I can't remember what her name, but she was really good in it.
yeah.
Playing the Clarice character from Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, just basically your
Mhm.
hardline detective is
Detective. Yeah.
trying to catch a serial killer. I do like. How do I explain? The questions it sets up are way more interesting than the answers. And like
Okay.
I hate when that happens in movies when like there's a really good premise or like there's really good questions thrown at you, and then when you start getting the answers, you're like, I like they're either really predictable or they're like,
Yeah.
it could that I wish it would have been a little more satisfying. But I think overall, pretty good movie. I probably would have given it like a B, um, on a grading scale, but
Okay, she
wouldn't
was in It
recommend.
Follows. I didn't realize that.
Yes, yes, yes. That was her claim to fame. She was great in that movie, and she's really good in this one too.
I was gonna say, what else has she been in? I'm looking at. Okay, she was in Independence Day.
The
Uh,
remake.
she's in The Watcher, which I think is based on that like story that happened like up in the Northeast,
Hmm.
where I feel like we might have talked about this before, but it's
Like
based. It's like
true crime kind of thing.
yeah, like someone like put a note in this family's like mailbox saying like I'm the watcher and I've watched over this home for years. You don't mess up our home. And he's like, my grandfather watched over this. And then like the detectives, they were like, you know what? I think this might just be the family that's writing this so they can get out of buying this house, honestly, because they were trying to be like, hey, I don't want to buy this house no more. There's this creepy guy messaging us. He's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I didn't know she was in It Follows, which is funny because when I'm looking at my other screen, it has the one scene when I watched it. I've watched the movie one time, and
Yeah.
the the scene where she's like walking upstairs to check on like her sister, who's like the one infected, I think.
Hmm.
She, um, or no, it's a different character, but she's walking up to check on her, and there's like this really, really tall guy, and I
Oh, the
remember my
tall
first
guy
reaction.
that comes out of the door.
Yeah, because my
Yeah.
first reaction was like, "That's one tall, that's one
It's like
tall
the
dude."
tallest. It's like the
That's a-
tallest dude I've ever seen. Yeah.
oh my gosh,
No,
he's not gonna fit
I've,
through the doorway. They don't gotta worry about nothing. He's just tall.
I've only seen that
But
movie once, like when it came out.
oh,
I don't really even
mhm,
remember it that well, but I remember it being really good. I need to rewatch it. Horror is one of those things. I don't know. I'm much more interested in it, like learning about it, than I am actually watching the movies. Because most horror movies, this isn't for like as a horror fan, I would say that like 70% of the horror movies that come out just aren't good. Like
fair.
they're they're
You
either
watched
really
the Winnie the Pooh one?
yes.
Because I knew about to say
Yeah.
cheesy. There's one.
Yeah, that's really bad
Or
actually.
honey.
That's a yeah.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I know for that joke.
No, that was terrible. That was just
Thank
that
you.
was almost as bad as the movie.
Yeah.
So it's horror's like kind of that weird thing. You're just like, so I have like a
Mhm.
movie pass, and used to I would just go to literally everything. But I mean, with horror,
Alright.
especially like when you like the first of the year, you start getting those January horror movies. I remember
Mhm.
like what was the one with the swimming pool this past January where like stuff was happening in it. I can't remember, but like it just looked terrible. I can't remember what it was called,
I
but
remember there's a swimming pool scene in It Follows. Isn't that I think that's how they kill it or whatever for a bit, or they think they
yeah,
kill it.
yeah, they think they kill it. It always comes back. I
Just
am interested
laced.
in the new Smile movie. There's a Smile 2 coming out, and
Mhm.
Smile was one of those like this is going to be terrible, and it actually ended up being pretty good. And like I would say
Was it
genuinely
good though? It was
unnerving.
more just kind of a mind thing. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad, but like it was more just like, oh, is it real? Did it happen? Is like what's going on? Or is she losing her mind? Is she actually seeing
I
these
thought
things?
I thought it was much better than than it had any right to be, if that makes
Wait,
sense.
I'm trying to think if I recall this correctly. In the movie, does she kill the patient?
No, no, the patient kills herself.
No. Like when she goes back, because remember she's like, don't they like find her stabbing one of the patients? I don't think, or was that like one of the dream thing? Because there's a scene. Remember, there's like she goes back to the hospital later on, and
Mhm.
then one of the patients that she talks to after I think I don't know. He's like the guy with the beard or whatever, kind of like homeless looking dude. You know if I saw, but then she like stabs him.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a dream
Eh,
sequence. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. So I couldn't remember if that was because
That was a
he like
dream
comes up to the
sequence.
door of her car or whatever at one point or something. Can't remember, but
But the new premise for the new one actually is smart. Like you're like, okay, well, that's really kind of stupid. Why would you make a sequel out of that? But this
mhm.
one, like a pop star gets infected. So you can imagine, like, you think like a fan's coming up and it's just sitting there, just like smiling at you. And I know in the trailer, she's just like, okay, like she's just kind of like, she's not like creeped out by it. She's just like, weirded out by it almost. So
They
I
should
don't know
get TP for that movie. TP would be perfect for a good smile.
Dude, if I saw TP smiling at me, I probably would do what the girl does in the opening scene to myself.
I hope TP listens to this. I really do.
He won't.
Uh,
He won't.
he's too busy.
He's one of the worst people to try to get in contact with, I will say.
And that's saying something from
That is
because
saying as one of the worst people in the world to
there
get
you
in
go.
contact with.
I will say it's funny
TP
because
blows me out of the water.
yeah, because we were bickering about that before getting on the recording. Because for me it's scheduling because I'm usually just tired because I'm working, and then like I'm setting up stuff throughout the week for other recordings and shows, and then when I get set up a day with Donovan, I'm like calling him, and he's like, "I'm busy." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just watching this show or cooking."
I was cooking.
Yeah, and you
Oh,
can't answer the phone while you're cooking just so I can be like, "Hey, I'm about to send you the link."
I was watching a YouTube video, so I didn't really want to I didn't want to I didn't
What, you
want to
watching a
interrupt
YouTube video
that.
how to make a Pop Tart? What are you watching?
No, no. See, I don't know about anybody else, but I get really hyper focused on random stuff. Just at
Could you hear that?
I did hear that. What was that?
Someone's this NASCAR track outside my house, I guess. That was just someone, I guess, I think it was someone on a motorcycle. A lot of times motorcycles go down by my house. Anyway, back on your
Yeah.
story about your Pop Tart making adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, no. I get like really hyper focused on like one thing for a couple
Yeah.
months. And so it could be like, history, or I sometimes I get like really into like movies and like how they're made and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Right now I'm really interested in like fitness. Like it's like
Okay.
it like, and I'm watching. So I just started working out, and like I know a good bit about like eating, like how to eat healthy, because I don't know if you know this. I used to be like 260 pounds, and then I dropped
You
like
used to.
that's fat phobic. But I used to be like 260 pounds, and then going into college, I dropped it pretty quick, not in the most healthy way, but I did. And so I pretty much figured out how to eat healthy and do all that stuff. What I don't know anything about is like training, like actually going into the gym and like working out and like what you need to do to build muscle. So like for the past like month, I've just been constantly watching like training videos and like doctors and talking about like how to get the most out of like your workouts and stuff like that.
So to sum that up, Donovan, you're going to be on Trin in like 3 months. I don't know if you
Dude,
know
God,
what that
yeah,
is.
yeah, TRT and all that good stuff. No,
Yeah,
God, no, I'm good. I don't need
all the supplements.
testosterone. I don't need testosterone boosts at 23, and if I do, then that is not very good. Then I have the worst genetics in the world.
That would be I want to get on being a person of short stature. As I know that comes as a surprise for is HGH. Because no,
Yeah,
the reason why I say that is because I've encountered people over my time that were like, "Oh, I used to be shorter than you like in high school." And then like junior year they put me on HGH, the doctors did, and now I'm like 5'11". I'm like, "Well, that's great for you. That's fantastic. I've been this height since 6th grade." And they were like, "He's
yep.
going to be tall." And they're like, "Hey, he might be tall.
So you
He's
actually
not going to be tall."
you did the woman growth where like women grow really
Excuse me?
quick, and I mean you did when women grow really quick, and when they're like 6th and 7th grade, they're like towering over all the boys, and then they don't grow anymore. So
Did you
that's what you did.
That's what I did.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you just said you did. You said you stopped growing in
I
sixth
didn't
grade.
say I did the women grow for woman growth.
That is what women do though. They grow up until
So
like
if
a
I look
certain
up on
point.
Google right now, woman growth,
You might not want to Google that. I speak in layman's terms. I've gotten in trouble with this at law school a lot. I will explain something, and to
well, he
me I'll
didn't
explain.
do it, Your
Yeah,
Honor. He
exactly,
didn't do it.
exactly.
He's
And I
innocent.
and my arguments will be pretty good, but I will talk like I have a second grade education in language. Like you won't understand. Like you'll be
He
like,
said he was
see,
at the Circle K at 12:30. The incident happened at 12:33, 10 blocks down the road. He couldn't have been there.
see that's good, but see that's gonna help me if I ever go to trial, because the jury are just common folk. So
Yeah.
I'll talk like them because I am one of them. I am a common folk.
Are you gonna do like good people of the jury. Just do that one.
Do a really like Southern Savannah
do
accent.
like the old like Southern, please. And then you always fail as a lawyer. You're going to jail for 5 months for a parking ticket.
Yeah, no, probably.
I don't know how this happened, but that fine you didn't pay for parking, I may have got you the electric chair. That's the best I could do.
Yeah, best I could do. I mean, they weren't really offering much, and facts weren't on your side.
It's crazy though. They outlawed the electric chair in Indiana like years ago, and then they brought it back just for you.
They re-upped the law because of how bad I argued this case. Now that'll be $25,000. Just slide in how much they owe you. Yeah, credit or debit.
And then you do like the tip thing. You pull up, do the classic tip, little iPad, just like do you do tip?
Was it me and you? Do we discuss tips on this show like one time?
We probably did, honestly, because I don't really like tipping that much. I think you should tip. Say that.
I don't think anybody likes to tip, but that's a different conversation than whether you should.
On the check and then hand it back to him. I say, get a better job, and then.
No, it's the difference between like whether you like
just leave me hanging there on that statement.
I just say sometimes I'll just blow by what you say because I don't think it's worth it. But it's a different thing to be like you should tip. I obviously I think you should tip. What are you tipping for? Because I'm not tipping a barista for pouring black coffee. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. Are you tipping a barista for pouring black coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee, so I never tip barista. But no, I just, you're supposed to tip at Sonic, right?
You're supposed to, or you can.
No, they only make $4 an hour.
Well, I hate that you're working at Sonic. That's not my fault. Don't work at Sonic. It's pretty.
And then you go, I didn't order a cherry. I ordered a strawberry. All right, it's not what I want.
Dude, Sonic's water tastes terrible. Have you ever had their water?
I don't know where this is going, but no, I've never.
It tastes terrible. It's like Kelly loves going to get a Sonic. That's what she says. What she wants is diet.
That is Southern. That is Southern. Can I go get a Sonic?
Hey, honey, can we go get a Sonic? That's what she says, and then we go get Coke.
They're like, they're like, this is a Coke. I need a Coke, and they're like, what do you mean?
Yeah, she wants a Dr. Pepper. Yeah, and I only drink water. So like I'll get like a large water from Sonic, and they're terrible. I swear they toilet. No, it's like it's like it interacts. It's like carbonated water. It's like it interacts with the carbonation of like the Coke, and it tastes like butthole. It's really bad.
Well, there it goes. There it goes, Donovan. There it goes. $5 million on the table from Sonic for an advertisement deal for this podcast. Might as well throw this out. Donovan, we're trying to make money, and you just believe that.
I've been told their soda's good. I just don't drink it, so I hate that for them.
Hey, let's do it. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Sonic happy hour.
Hey, it's unlimited happy hour on the app. So
there you go. There's a salesman in you.
That is pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. I'll take that. I'll take that action. It's better than
if this podcast gets ever any advertisement. Dear Lord, God bless them.
Well, we could always just get sponsored by BetterHelp and every Factor and every other.
We will definitely be sellouts for those brands.
Have
you seen that? I was watching a thing on that, like how I talk about it's actually there's no study yet that's been done about those.
It's either meal delivering service. BetterHelp has been
Manscaped,
the counseling service. Manscaped.
Dollar Shave Club is another one.
Dollar Shave Club. Any kind of VPN ever.
NordVPN.
Who does NordVPN? There's a history channel that does NordVPN. That's.
But anyway, guys, this is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
That's the top part.
RPGs on mobile devices. But yeah, that one for a while that was big. Raid Shadow Legends. But now people make a good bit of money off that. Like I saw, like honestly, they're paying millions of dollars to for a year of advertisements. I'm like,
yeah.
we will be sellouts, even though like the 20 people that click on our video and don't watch the video, because I can see the stats. It's okay.
That's
But
unfortunate. Yeah, that
it's very
sucks.
unfortunate. You're
I
missing
just
out on the
yeah,
other five
I just
people that watched all the way through because they fell asleep or died at the computer.
yeah,
But
or just reran. Oh, they were asleep and it just kept rerunning. The one
just
person that watched it 5 times.
yeah, their body was found next to like the kids building the little huts out out there wherever country they're from on YouTube that everyone wakes up to.
Speaking of kids' bodies being found, have you seen the trailer for the new Terrifier movie?
I'm never gonna watch those, Donovan. I told you know why. I hate gory movies.
Yeah. Well,
Just don't
apparently
like
those are.
them.
I've seen one and I've seen some of two, and I
Yeah.
don't. You probably don't need to. It's like Saw on steroids. It's pretty bad. It's pretty malicious, actually. Like, do you like it? Like, it's like it almost like you almost. It's like
The
bad
whole
taste.
point of it is just murder, isn't it? It's just the whole point. There's no like premise to the movie. It's just murder, murder, murder.
Well, the
Isn't it?
first one is, yeah. The first one's just basically a playground for this creepy clown to go kill a bunch of people. But in the second one, they did like a super duper ooper cut because they crowdfunded. I mean, it's a good story. They crowdfunded it, and
Yeah.
I think the first one was made for $30,000. Looks really good for $30,000. I mean, amazing. The practical effects are really good.
They
And
just
then
actually murdered people and there's like,
yeah, I'm about to say that's what someone said. They were like, "There's no way you got this made for $30,000. You actually killed people. Like you had to have killed these people." But the second one was crowdfunded, and I
okay.
think and then they got like 500 grand to make it or something like that. So quite the boost in budget. And so and one of the main criticisms that there was like no story or lore. So they just put all the story and lore in the second one. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So
see,
I haven't
I've just
seen it all
seen
the way through
clips.
though. Yeah.
Well, actually, I should say I've never seen clips of like the stuff. I've just seen little clips that like have been memed, where
Yeah.
it's like him doing a little wave or whatever
Or he's
and
like
all that.
squeaking the little thing.
Yeah, he's like, so I don't know.
He's
I
pretty
just don't
good.
like gory movies. What's funny though? It's not a gory movie at all. I shouldn't say like this is fun. That's a bad transition to what I'm about to say. But speaking of Halloween and movies, because that's coming up. Oh, my favorite movie. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember what my favorite movie is? It's a weird one. I shouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one of my top movies that I love.
Is it Shaun of the Dead?
No, I've never seen it though. I need to watch that. I do
Okay.
love Hot Fuzz, same director.
That's what I meant. Yeah, so
Hot Fuzz. I remember you did. We never actually really get to talk about that. Great movie. Go watch that. But no, it's
Amazing movie.
Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what I love. Love that movie.
That's your
I love
favorite
it.
movie?
I like it. Don't
Oh,
judge.
God. It's not. It's fine. It's
It's fine.
weird. It's
That's
really
Tim Burton,
weird.
man. That's Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton. Look, I think Tim Burton is supremely overrated. I think he just makes movies weird to make them weird.
And this is coming from the same guy that said Space Odyssey ain't for me.
I think most people would say that. That movie is horrifically bad. It is so boring. And I'm tired. Oh, one thing I cannot stand. It's just as bad as that people are like, oh, Marvel, big flashy lights. That's one side of it. The other side are these pretentious, whats that just think, oh, high cinema, and we're thinking all astronomical, and we're in the stratosphere, and it's about the bigger picture. You don't understand what he's thinking at, how this astronaut can turn into a little baby in space, and it's a metaphor for capitalism or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's boring. It's stupid. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas is actually decent. It's decent. Like, I like it, but it's just kind of shocking to me that's your favorite movie. You shouldn't have brought up Space Odyssey.
Yeah, no, I get you heated.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. I think it's pretty cool. It's really weird though, so I'm surprised you like that.
Yeah, it it has a really weird culture around it for sure. like the merchandise and everything. I don't really like all that. I do have like a sweater back home of like the just Jack Skeleton on it.
You got the Jack Skeleton sweater.
Yeah, it's just like a ugly sweater because I needed one for like a party at one time. I was like, I'll just get this one.
Who's the boogeyman? You like his shtick? You like that part of the movie?
As a kid, that used to scare me when like they
Yeah.
take out all the little bugs. That
No,
creeped
it's
me out.
terrifying. Yeah, no, he is creepy. He's a creepy dude. Like
He's
how
like,
he
"Boogie,
kidnaps,
boogie." Yeah, he does that.
how he kidnaps Santa.
Plus, I like the score though. Like, I usually don't like musicals, but I really like the music in that movie too.
Oh, I would
Just
say
because,
that's
like,
probably the best. That's probably the best part of the movie. That and the animation. It looks
yeah.
really good. It looks really cool.
I'll be blasting that October 1st. Probably gonna.
Oh, well, if you like that, this is not at all like that, but you need to go watch Trick or Treat, which is an anthology movie.
Go ahead.
It's basically, so do you know what an anthology movie is?
No.
It's basically just a movie.
It's just
It's just a movie where you take like three or four.
I got you. Wait, you mean a single film consisting of several shorter films, each complete in itself and distinguished from the other, though frequently tied together by a single theme, premise, and author? You mean
Yeah.
that? You mean that
Yeah, so
anthology film?
that's what I meant. Yes.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
just had to dig in the memory bank.
Right off the dome. Yeah. No, it's a pretty good one, and it's central. You've probably seen the little.
Yeah, I was mentioning my
He's got the
manager.
sack head.
Yeah, because he draw.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to send you a photo of that. He does a great drawings. Honestly, he also does
No,
illustration for books.
no, we talked about this on Friday, Saturday. I remember when I came into your work environment, but no, it's
Knocked
really
everything
good.
over, just made a mess.
It's really good, and like all things, I don't. Have you ever been watching something and it's pretty clean throughout, and then Avery walks in? It's like the classic, like right when your parents walked in, that's when something happened, dude.
Yes, I do have a story. You can go ahead.
Okay, right. I'm not gonna get. It's pretty graphic. That it's not a gory movie except for parts. Now there are like maybe 4 scenes, and they're pretty gory, but they're not terrible. I think you could probably get through it. It's not disgusting. There is one scene that is really weird, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it basically there's werewolves, and they happen to be women, and you see the transformation. And unfortunately, you have to see them naked to see the transformation. And that's the part that Kelly walked in on. So she probably thought I was just watching full blown werewolf pornography. Yep. That's probably what she thought I was watching. And now you're going to have to bleep that word out because I don't think you can say that.
And we're not monetized yet, so we're fine.
No, we're fine. Yeah. So that's what I got. Yeah. Just full blown.
Who makes these movies? I'm looking at it right now.
Trick or Treat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who the director is.
Who's the main character?
It's like Sam or something. I think that's his. I think he's not really the main character. He's like he's not in it a whole lot. He's just in every story, and he's basically just a demon. Like he's a demon.
He's all cuddly. He looks like give him a little hug, hey, little guy, and then he takes
He
off
does.
the mask.
He does.
Hey, buddy, put that thing back on.
He does look kind of cute, but I bet he's got like supernatural power. There's only one movie, and you don't get a lot of like explanation. But dude, I'll tell you what, Dylan Baker. I don't know if you know who that is, but he plays in this, and he's great. He's the principal, and you end up finding out he's a serial killer. That kills children. So he's like really messed up, but he plays the role really well. He's in a movie called a TV show called Hunters that is basically Jewish. The premise is it's like 1970s after World War II. There's like Nazis that have infiltrated the U.S. government but are posing, and he's one of the Nazis that is posing. And literally, the opening scene is him at a cookout with his family, all American. and a girl comes up who was, a child in Auschwitz, and she remembers him, and she's starting to freak out. He pulls out a pistol, kills his whole family, and then he starts talking, in like that Nazi accent. You're like, what? Like that's the opening scene. It's one of the craziest opening scenes I've ever seen in a TV show. It's amazing, but he plays the
Wait,
role
this is a
so
TV
good.
show?
Yeah, it's a TV show. Yeah. It's got Al Pacino's in it. Logan Lerman, the guy that played in the Percy Jackson movies, he's in it.
I've never heard of this until this year. I've never heard of this series until now.
Yeah, it's called Hunters. It's on Amazon Prime. I
thought you were talking about Trick or Treat. I was talking about. I'm not. Sorry.
No.
I thought we're still. I've missed the hunter part. Okay, Hunters.
Yeah, Hunters.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I've seen the trailer. I've seen the Al Pacino trailer.
Yeah,
but I was like, Al Pacino's in this.
No. Dylan Baker. He's one of the actors that plays in both of them, and in both of them, one of them he's a Nazi called the Butcher of something. So he's horrific. And then in this one, he plays the principal who's actually a serial killer, and he's great in both of them.
That might be based off a real person then, because there was a real guy they called the Butcher or something.
No, yeah, like a lot of the characters in it are like they got the same name.
Because like they found the guy like in Ohio or whatever. He was just like chilling in Ohio.
Like, let's see, Hunters.
Yeah, there's Hunters 2.
Yeah, no, that's just the second season. 2. Yeah, it only got 2 seasons.
Well, I'll never check this out, but yeah, it sounds good. Sounds great.
Biff Simpson, that's who he plays. Okay. Yeah, he's probably based on a real Nazi, but he's great. He's so good. Not Biff, the actor that plays him. He's good. He's a good one.
He's a good one. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I just don't have time for TV shows, or like the time I have, I don't want to watch TV. I just want to
see. That's a fair statement.
Because like when I have time to myself, I'm either gonna sleep to get some rest, or I'm gonna play some video games to just scratch that ADHD itch, to just fidget with something. So most times I'm like, but then times where I'm not at school or at work, then I'm back here editing for other stuff. And then I'm like, yay.
Yeah. And then you got
Donovan did a great job with our graphic up in the top right, obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
We do have a new setup. We didn't really address that, honestly. We kind of just went straight into acting like this is how it's always been. This is the
the one calling card of this show is consistency. We are
very consistent.
We are consistently doing everything consistent.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's what I would say is probably our biggest strong suit.
Mm-hmm. That are maybe our greatest, honestly, not even just biggest, just the greatest. Mm-hmm. 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 Speaking of consistency, 5 turnovers for Auburn.
I really wish you could bring me on your college football radio show, because we are.
You should call in. I almost called in today because I was listening to it on the way in, listening to callers, and they were not too pleased.
I mean, dude, it's really bad, and like two things can be true at once. Number one, we don't have the talent to compete. It wouldn't even matter if the quarterback was decent. We don't have the talent to compete for the SEC. Like that. That's a true statement. Also, like you still want to be competitive and win games. So I understand that Freeze didn't want to go spend a lot of money on a portal quarterback just so we could go 8-4. But like also, I don't want to go 5-7 either.
I don't even think we might not even get 5 wins, honestly.
I mean, we're horrifically bad. And he keeps on saying this thing where he's like, "You're just not seeing what we're seeing in practice." I mean, no offense, Freeze, but we saw him last year. We saw how he played.
We're talking about practice.
Practice. We're talking about
practice.
Fantastic TV show, Ted Lasso. The first season is one of the greatest seasons of television of all time.
That is an ADHD pull. That is just
so good. Such a good show.
Anyways, talking about the crap football team that he's on the plane.
We do need to review Ted Lasso one day, because it's probably a show that everybody should watch.
They renewed it for another season.
And I saw that. I'm a little nervous. But I guess the good news is it didn't end good. So it's not like, I'm worried they're going to mess up the perfect ending because the last season stunk. Anyways, back to Auburn. How do we not?
I think we might only get 4 wins.
Why do we not have a quarterback that is just average? We don't even have an average quarterback. I mean, it's bad.
Like Bo Wallace. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
I
He
saw
came
that.
out and trashed Freeze for his coaching of quarterbacks.
I don't take too much stock in one person coming out and saying something. If like
Mhm.
4 of Freeze's quarterbacks came out and said something, then you'd be like, well, that's not good. But that could just be one guy that's got a vendetta. So I'm not going to take too much stock in that. Freeze, though, I don't know. I know people are really mad that he basically threw his quarterbacks under the bus, but like
I would say this: some of those interceptions weren't necessarily completely like. Obviously, they threw a ball, but then they got tipped. No, I'm saying a couple of tip balls.
I
Like,
would
I'm
say
not saying that they're 100% like innocent or anything, or like I'm just saying there's some plays were
weird.
made by the DBs.
No. Weirdly enough, Peyton's was not his fault. Cam Coleman just dropped it.
Yeah, see, like Peyton's like Cam Coleman's hit him like right there in the hands.
Yeah,
Just,
Cam's got to catch that. No, Hank's second one though was really bad. The one where the DB should have been in his line of vision. It's not like he jumped the route. He kind of threw it right to him.
I, I, I. There's if Vanderbilt plays like how they played this past week and they're beating us.
But if they play like they did against Marshall or whoever they lost to, we might beat them. Maybe Arkansas is really bad too. I hope people know this. I don't think people understand that Arkansas is no good either.
Yeah,
We had 5 turnovers and still probably should have won the game, which is shocking.
the same thing with the Cal game. We had 5 turnovers and we still could have won that game.
That's insane. I don't know. Turnover issues are.
The defense played there like the defense in both of those games were like, please, offense, just make a play.
You know, it was so funny before the season. I know you said like our defense is trash, and I was like, yeah, but like our offense outscore. Well, it's been the opposite. Our defense has had to try to scratch and claw.
Our defense is still doing the crap that I hate that it did last year. Which
I agree.
It's third down and 3rd and 10 and can't get off the field.
That 3rd and 19. That's coaching. Why do you only send 3?
I hate it. I can't. We can't for some reason. We did it all last year. It's out.
It's Alabama all over again. I don't know why.
They did it against the Georgia game too.
That is
Carson Beck
coaching.
was just standing there.
That's coaching. I don't like to blame, especially college players, for the majority of it. Our defensive coaching has been Durkin, and just like same thing. I don't know. Have we never coached our cornerbacks to turn around?
Yeah, they always
do they realize if you do not turn around and you place a hand on the receiver, that's technically pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go try to make a play on the ball. I mean, it's just we've never been good at that as long as I've been watching Auburn football.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's upsetting.
Bad.
Bad. I think we just gotta strap in because it's not going to get any better. Hank was like our little maybe we're not that nope.
That might be this. I think Auburn football might be the scariest movie we've talked about this entire time,
dude. And it's been 5 years of it too. It's been upsetting. It really has. Ever since Gus Bus left, and I wanted him gone more than anybody.
Now you're like, maybe we didn't have it bad.
Yeah, but even then, like he wasn't like
he just plateaued. They were just there's nothing he was going to do more than like an 8-win season, and then that's what I think it came down to.
He's doing what I believe Kiffin will be at Ole Miss. Like Kiffin, the most games he'll ever win at Ole Miss, in my opinion, is 9 or 10. I don't think he'll ever.
Well, their team's pretty good this year. Their defense actually is done fairly well.
You think they're going to win the national championship?
I didn't say that. I just said it's pretty good.
Do you think they are contenders for the national championship?
No one really is. I think Texas has that in the bag. Texas seems to be the best roster right now. I just don't believe in Georgia's offense. I think Georgia's going to lose this weekend.
I don't think so. Bama hasn't shown me a whole lot this year that makes me real confident in them.
You know who's the best team in the country though? South Florida in the first half. I don't know why.
Really good.
They will play their tail off in that first half.
Dude, Miami. I think Cam Ward's the best player in the country, or at least the best quarterback in the country.
He's probably winning Heisman this year.
Yeah, he's really special, and he's. I think Miami could win a national championship, like kind of like
No.
how Auburn won. He's not like Cam's level. I don't want to go that far with it, but like he's a game
Yeah.
changer, and I just don't think there's
I
that
would
many
bet
game.
that, but it's just the
There's
whole thing about Cam stuff winning national. It's just there's teams now that are just way better than there were teams then.
Yeah. There are. It's interesting though. It is kind of upsetting because like I was so into college football coming into
Yeah.
this year. I was like watching Josh Pate, like all of his shows he was putting out, and now that Auburn's dude, when your team's bad, it's just it really drives your want to watch the product down. Like
Yeah.
that's why I have not been interested in the NFL in the past like 5 years because the Falcons are terrible. So they're great
Hey, they're
this year
decent.
though.
Yeah, they're decent this year. They're pretty good.
Decent. Oh, I think coaching. I don't know if you watched that game last night. I won't talk too much about it, but we got out coached because we outplayed them. We got
Speaking of great coaching, though, Malik Willis has started 2 games and won 2 games this year. Malik Willis.
I know, dude.
This is the year of coaching in the NFL to show you who's good. Like Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings, what he's done with Darnold, that's coaching. That's pure. I'm not saying Darnold's bad. I'm just saying Darnold is his play is being elevated by that coaching staff.
Yeah, I would also say probably the Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. He would be another one where I would say that he's just one of.
I was like, I knew this was a bit. I was like, the guy that's on the hot seat. Yeah.
I was talking. Me and my roommate are both Falcons fans, and it's so funny. Yeah. We should be 2-1 right now with wins against the Steelers and the Chiefs. We should not have lost. We should not have won against the Eagles, which is funny. That's the only one we won, and the only reason we did win is Sirianni doesn't know how to coach. He's nauseating to watch. He's just a showboat, and then he loses the game. And if he wouldn't have been facing, God, who's the Saints' terrible head coach?
Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen. If he wasn't facing Dennis Allen yesterday, he would have lost another one.
Yeah. But we'll see. Well, Donovan, I'll close that here because we've reached 40 minutes of just blabbing of golden content. I mean,
golden. Just a little nugget. Just a little nugget. Just a little. But as nugget,
always, thank you for putting up with my schedule, and I forgive you for not answering my phone calls. And I will see you next time, buddy.
It is really bad though because I look at my phone and then just choose not to answer. It's not
you meanie.
It's not I didn't have my phone on me. It's no, I was cooking and I did not want to answer the phone. We'll get buddy. We'll get a better schedule though. We'll get it going. We'll find something that works. We'll just get it out when we get it out. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. I'll see you,
buddy.